along with a lovely brunch.
Oh, that's great. So, so you really are, again, an obvious statement, but you really are creating a community.
Yes.
And so it's a community of people that like, I'll call it fresh foods, organic foods. You're creating a community of people that come in and have lunch, events. So are you, I mean, is there kind of types of organizations you'd like, if they're watching this, to kind of pick up and call 1-800-BEV? To kind of come do something or help or participate?
Well, if they'd like to volunteer, we'd certainly like to have them contact me, either email with it, which is farmmarket with 1M, FARMARKET @verizon.net, or they can call us at 640-0300 and ask for me. And we'll put them down to volunteer, because we do have, things that we need to do, like restock the shelves. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. We're not in this for the money. We're in it for the good food for all people.
So if you're a nonprofit, then all of these sophomore, juniors, and seniors in high school who need to get their what's it called, community service volunteer credit,
they need to come our way.
So what they need to do is you need to come up with some really good ideas of how you could help, either way from stocking shelves to other things.
Well, we have sweeping the floor, helping to bag, all kinds of interesting. We have a garden out back that needs weeding every once in a while, weeding and watering, because we have our own little community garden back there.
How about taking the kind of the good food out to people who can't travel to get it? Is that a...
That's a possibility, but we haven't extended ourselves that far.
Okay.
But the sky is the limit. We don't like to have boundaries. We like to think outside of the box.
Okay. We have another camera shooter here. Tom, do you have any questions that jump to mind as you've been listening?
I've been concentrating on doing video. Hold on and I'll come up with something.
Okay, well, we were going to have a guest show up today who is an organic farmer. Is that right?
Actually, no, he's with Solar Services.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sure he's probably gotten waylaid in traffic.
Okay. And so, again, one of the things that you've talked about in the past, you and I've talked about, is just the ability for you to gain more efficiencies, to gain more, specifically heating, cooling, those types of things.
Right, right.
And so you're kind of reaching out to kind of experts to figure out how do we do that better with a smaller carbon footprint. Can you just share a little bit more on that?
Because we're trying to figure out how to cool in a green fashion. How do we cool this place? Because to air condition it, of course, that's what everyone says is the answer is to do air conditioning, but the expense of the electricity would be just off the chart, I'm afraid. So we're trying to figure out ways that we can create wicking, where the air moves over your skin so that it cools you down without, as I say, I don't want to be able to hang meat in here. I just want to be able to make people comfortable.
Right. These devices that you have, I'm gonna go point at this thing over here. Is that what we used to call a swamp cooler?
That is it. Yes.
Yeah.
And they work pretty well on a day like today when there's not a whole lot of humidity. But when the humidity is out there, brother, let me tell you, when it's July and it's 98 degrees and the humidity's 101, it's warm. So, and we know there's an answer. I know there's an answer. I just don't know if A, the answer is affordable, and B, if we can find it in time for the hot summer season.
Now, as I'm looking around, I'm noticing a very diverse group of customers who are here. Different ages, different ethnicities, different all sorts of. Is that a kind of a common theme? I mean, it would look like you're getting customers from all over.
We get a nice cross-section and very diverse, because we're trying to create a great, good place. A place where everyone can feel that they belong and they feel comfortable. And again, that comes with your mix. Just like with a shopping center, you have a merchant mix. We have a very interesting sort of mix of eclectic things here. So we have some interesting appeals. Plus, we also do a dinner and a movie where we try to educate people as to what the benefits of eating good food is.
What's that?
Very creative.
So the drum you hear in the background is
Nick.
One of the chefs.
Nick.
So we're slowly moving cameras. And so how big is the staff? We've been in here a number of times and have seen several people here consistently. So how big is the staff on a daily basis?
We have 7, and we've just added an 8th warehouse. So we have 7 people on staff.
Okay.
And for the summer, we'll probably add on a couple more.
Okay. And so, one more kind of broad question. When Bev looks out 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, do you kind of have a vision that you're going to, and is there a marketplace in another city that you think about, that you kind of think that would be great, that's where we're heading, or is it?
Well, I'll answer both of those. The market, I often have people ask me about, have I been to the market in Lynchburg or the market in Roanoke? I've been to the market in Florence, Italy, and everything else pales after that. And that's the one that I hold in my mind. Of course, in Italy, they shop twice a day. And what we have to do is we have to reprogram the way we do our shopping and the way we eat here, which is, I won't live to see that, but we have to start somewhere. The vision for where we go from here, I'm already looking at some land because I realize that of what we eat, less than 1% is local. So what we're going to have to do is start growing our own food. We're going to need our own farm, our farm market farm. So if anybody wants to be involved in that, that's going to be the next 1 to 2 year part of this. So when we've already created our food hub, our farmers' food hub, where we have a cold storage where the farmers bring it in to our cold storage, and then we supply this market, our CSA, which is Community Supported Agriculture, and then we can eventually start looking at other markets in other areas if we wanted to do that. But we have to create the supply because the demand is so great and we don't have enough product at this point.
So your demand is outstripping your supply.
Yes.
And are there areas where is the demand the greatest and the supply the least? Is it tomatoes or corn, or is it produce, or
it's general produce overall? Yeah. Because people have a tendency, we're spoiled and we want it all and we want it now. I've already had people start asking me about corn, and corn isn't going to be in until June. Maybe, depending on weather. People don't like to hear that, depending on weather, but that's the way it is.
Right.
It's a fact of life. You have cold nights and warm days, and it has an effect, it has an impact.
So if you went to the store, if you went to one of the big grocery stores and you saw corn there now, where did that corn come from? Just a guess.
God only knows. I'm guessing that it's probably coming from somewhere, either Florida, or it's more than likely it's coming from the Midwest, or even possibly California. Yeah.
Bev, with all the greenness that you're involved in here, and all the localness, it would seem logical to me that there might be the possibility of some sort of grant or grants. Is that possibility something you've looked into?
Yes. We actually have a person now who is helping us write grants, because then when you write the grant, you get the grant, then you need somebody to help you maintain the grant, because they're written for very specific things. We just recently, a couple of months ago, got a grant from the Norfolk Foundation to help with our community garden that we started at Norview United Methodist Church. So we have 5 families that are involved at the church that are growing their own produce. Plus we're actually growing produce for the 90th anniversary of the Norview Church there, the Methodist Church, in July. So there are grants available. There's a lot of paperwork that you have to go through, but yes, there are possibilities with grants.
Another quick question is, you've got some interesting looking partners that I guess you're leasing space to here.